Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Hopefully this shit's working. Here we go. Hey everybody, good afternoon to people in the Midwest and on the East Coast. Good morning to people on the West Coast. This is TNT Joe-Fi Tech News that Jerome Ortega finds interesting. How's everybody doing today? How's everybody doing? Quarantine day number, I don't know, something very high because I'm already losing my mind being indoors most of the time. But, you got to do what you got to do. So hopefully everyone's doing well. I do have a couple of stories today that I want to go through, but I also, just FYI, I have a really busy day today. I have a ton of stuff because, I got the iPhone SE on Friday. And if you guys haven't noticed already, I posted a video for the iPhone SE versus the Pixel 4. I did a photo comparison video. So if you haven't, feel free to check it out. But it's still just a preliminary photo test. I mean, it looks like we're already seeing what the iPhone SE is capable of, how it stands up against the Pixel 4, but there's still a lot more I want to test, especially in terms of video and just other kind of shots, portrait shots too, something I want to test. But so far, I've been pretty impressed with the iPhone SE. Let me get into that a little more in a second, but I just wanted to share that with you guys. If you missed that video, feel free to check it out. Let me go into chat real quick and say hi to everybody. I see Brian was in here earlier. Hey, Brian, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. Levin in here as well. Hello, everyone. Hope all is safe and healthy. Hope you are too, man. Hope everything's going well. Javi Martinez. Hey, I ordered my Pixel Buds already. Happy that the white ones were available. Yeah, actually, when I checked the website myself too, those were the only ones that were left. I don't know if they're still available, but congrats on that. I don't know if I'm going to be buying them, or at least not right now. It's just, I'm trying to prioritize my money and what I should get and what I shouldn't get. But yeah, I look forward to hearing how you feel about it. So hopefully you have a good experience. So far, the reviews look pretty legit. So let's see. Let's actually get started then. So what I do want to start talking about though is my iPhone SE first. I see Sean in here too. Sean, what up? What up, Sean? How you doing, man? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the chat. Glad you can make it. So yeah, again, I did a photo camera comparison with the iPhone SE and the Pixel 4. So my initial thoughts, and I said it in that video. Again, feel free to check it out. But in that video, I said that so far the photo quality is pretty good for the iPhone SE. It's not matching up to the Pixel 4 in terms of like quality and focus. Focus, not wrong word there. In terms of quality and detail, the Pixel 4 still comes out better. Sometimes though, the color profile on the Pixel 4 is a little off. There was that one shot that I took actually. Let me see if I can get to it here, where it was just really like right here. If you see this, it's just this when I took this picture, it was really overcast that day. And it was really dark, but it just, I don't know. It's just not, so it's not that appealing to look at. But again, in terms of detail, when you actually crop in, the Pixel 4 has much better detail. But most people probably aren't even going to notice that, especially if you're just posting on Instagram. People aren't, what's the term people use? They're not pixel peeping, right? They're not going in depth. But with what I do reviewing these camera samples or camera shots, I got to see what's really, looking better out of it. So again, feel free to look at it, but otherwise my experience on the iPhone SE has been pretty good. It's weird because it's such a smaller phone. It's comparable to my Pixel 4, but it has a much smaller display, but it's not, I don't mind it at all. I mean, it seems it's still really solidly built. Sorry, got to put my phone on silent there. Yeah, it's still solidly built. I'm really enjoying it for what it is. The speaker quality is good. Haptics are good. The experience is pretty fluid. Performance is pretty good on it too. So I'm still testing out the battery. Actually, I have a timer going on right now because I'm charging the phone. So I'm charging my iPhone SE and I'm doing kind of like a battery, fill up test, charge test on the fast charger. So that'll be another video in the future. But let me just kind of talk about all the new stuff that's coming in. Again, I'll share all of those experiences in higher production videos when, like today. And that's why today might be a shorter stream, because I have to, I still want to test it out with the iPhone 11 Pro. I still have other shots to take as far as the Pixel 4 for video and other kind of day shots. So we'll see. Okay, let me, oh, I see Keystone Tech in here. Yo, Keystone Tech. How's it going, man? Welcome to the stream. How you doing? Glad you could make it. Glad you could stop by. Yeah, SE is great. Yeah, I so far so good, man. What color did you get? I got the red one. I would show it here, but I think oh, there you go. My cable is a little tight there. But yeah, I have the red one. It's pretty good. I'm enjoying it so far. Yeah, okay, so let's see here. Let's start off. Let's talk about these Google Pixel Buds. So this article from the Verge, this kind of just dropped all of a sudden. I know that there was a sorry guys, my phone is kind of blowing up and I'm not trying to, real quick, give me 1 second, guys. Okay. So sorry. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this article from The Verge is talking about the Google Pixel Buds. I knew that they were coming. It looks like they just surprise dropped it on us, or at least I'm guessing so. Obviously, a lot of tech reviewers or, tech publications, they've had the Google Pixel Buds for how long, who knows, but the reviews are already coming out. So this article from The Verge, titled Google Pixel Buds Review, Second Time's the Charm. Google's new earbuds finally go truly wireless and have improved sound quality. Those are two things that I like to hear. Also, I guess I shouldn't be surprised is what we should be expecting from it. So Google's original Pixel Buds came at a time when the company was still finding its feet as a hardware maker. They shipped in 2017 alongside a Pixel 2 XL with a bad screen. That's the blue screen that everyone was talking about, and that very strange clips camera. I totally forgot about that. Despite launching after AirPods, Google stubbornly ignored the industry shift towards truly wireless earbuds, and the fabric cable between the Pixel Buds became a chore whenever you wanted to put them away. Yeah, and I can agree because I actually ordered the original Pixel Buds and I didn't like them at all. I really wanted a truly wireless solution. I bought them just to test them out, but I was not happy with them. I ended up returning them, I think, after the first week because they weren't worth it to me. There was some good in there, mainly the deep integration of Google Assistant, which was also one of the reasons I bought it, but it wasn't enough to make up for a quote meh overall package. With its new second generation Pixel Buds, Google has done an impressive job correcting course. At $179, they're now fully wireless, have improved sound quality, and are the first truly wireless earbuds to offer hands-free Google Assistant voice controls. Let me ask here in the chat. I saw that Javi said that he just ordered some. He said he was able to order some in white, and I mean, part of me wants to order them, but I also have to be conscious of my money. I just got the iPhone SE. I just don't have the cash to kind of throw around tech stuff all the time. I wish I could. I would love to try them out, see how they fare against my AirPods Pro. That's what I've been using ever since those came out. I like those. They've been pretty good. My only gripe with the AirPods Pro is one, they're really expensive. Two, the fit isn't as tight as it used to be. And that's about it. I do like the active noise cancellation. I think they pair really well. They pair well with my Pixel 4 as well. I've put them on Android phones and they work fine. But yeah, I'd like to test them out to see how this works. My AirPods Pro also has active noise cancellation, which these Pixel Buds do not. So I do have this page here, which was the thumbnail on my video or my stream today, and it looks like the only ones that are available right now are the clearly white. Everything else looks like you got to join a wait list. It's sold out. If I refresh this, yeah, it's still available. So you can still add it to your cart. $179. Yeah, they're still pricey, but I think they're comparable to what most truly wireless earbuds are going for now. I think AirPods, I don't know what AirPods are priced at, the second gen ones, not the AirPods Pro, but just the regular AirPods. And I'm assuming that's what they're competing with here. So the good stuff, it's a much improved design. Yes, I prefer this over an actual one cable fabric, whatever, one fabric piece of cable. I appreciate truly wireless over any kind of wire design, wireless charging, hands-free Google Assistant, and it's easy pairing on Android phones. The bad stuff, the stabilizer arc can cause discomfort after extended listening. I think that stabilizer arc is just the way that it's made. Bass doesn't match some competitors. That's kind of a shame. Average battery life, also kind of a shame. Vented design lets in a fair amount of outside noise. And that's where the AirPods Pro has a pro. It has active noise cancellation, which, it works decently for, what it is. It's still expensive, but at least it has that feature. And I mean, I've been pretty happy with it. The fit isn't the best, but, it works for me. Okay, so let's get into this. The Pixel Buds look similar to their predecessors. It's still like wearing a piece of Mentos candy in your ear. I never thought about that, but that makes a lot of sense. Shedding the wire has allowed Google to create a more lightweight design that sits comfortably and securely in my ears. To me, there's an even bigger upside. A lot of other wireless earbuds tend to jut out of my ears in an unflattering way, but these are very subtle. I thought there was going to be a picture with him wearing it. I think there was one higher up. But yeah, so kind of a subtle thing that does look like fucking Mentos. Okay, let me scroll back down here. I'm not going to read this. This is a long article. The matte white oval shaped charging case looks a little sci-fi to me in a good way. It's not far off from an AirPods case in overall size, but the added thickness might be noticeable if you're carrying the Pixel Buds in a tight jeans pocket. I'm not wearing that pair of pants right now, but I have I have a couple pairs of pants that have like an inside pocket in the pocket, and it fits perfectly for my AirPods Pro case. So much so then, because I always carry two phones on me, one in each pocket, and now the case doesn't have to hit my phone or anything. I have that little pocket that helps out. I wonder if these would fit, but these look pretty good. I mean, I think the design is nice. I think the case looks good. I like that they're wireless as well. The charging case has a status light for its own battery and a single LED that signals a charge for both earbuds. After the random battery woes I've had with some true wireless earbuds where only one of the pair charges, I'd really like to see separate lights for each earbud to eliminate any uncertainty. I've noticed that the left and right Pixel buds tend to discharge at different rates. If you look here, the left is at 94%, the right at 79%. A Google spokesperson said this behavior is expected because the two earbuds serve different functions at different times to maximize battery. One earbud may consume more battery than the other. Okay. The new Pixel buds now seal in your ear with silicone tips, but like Apple, Google has integrated a venting system to prevent that plugged ear feeling that some people find very unpleasant. Yeah, I think people find that that kind of plugged ear thing when you turn noise cancellation on the AirPods Pro. There's no active noise cancellation with these earbuds, but with the exception of Amazon's Echo Buds, it's rare to see ANC for under $200. At least you won't encounter the quote eardrum suck, which is how that feels when you turn active noise cancellation on. That can be experienced with the AirPods Pro and Sony 1000 XM3s. The vents on the Pixel Buds let in a fair bit of ambient noise. They're designed to do this, but you're not going to get the same level of noise isolation here as you would with the Jabras or Samsung's Buds. Runners and other outdoor enthusiasts will like having this spatial awareness. People who want a peaceful train commute probably won't, which is one of the reasons I like active noise cancellation. When I did ride the train and the bus, it was such a nice feature to have. But, now that I'm in quarantine, it's not something I'm doing often or ever until all of this kind of settles down. So Google says the Pixel Buds contain custom designed 12mm drivers, but the size of these things doesn't necessarily determine how expressive and bold the resulting sound is. For example, the Jabra Elite 75T Buds have 6mm drivers, sound excellent, and kick out powerful bass. So let's not get hung up on tech specs. Okay, so that's similar to like testing cameras, right? Just because it has higher megapixel doesn't mean it's better. Just because these earbuds have a bigger millimeter driver doesn't mean it's better as well, especially here when they're talking about the Jabra Elite 75T that have 6mm ones. The low end isn't going to thrill you if you mainly listen to EDM, funk, metal, or other genres that are heavy on low tones. Bass is the weakness of these earbuds, so keep that in mind. And I think that's partly because the vent prevents the full-on seal you'd need for a head-rattling bass. But in other areas, the Pixel Buds deliver a very enjoyable listening experience. Instruments are nicely layered with an enveloping soundstage. It's kind of just, I'm not going to read this entire thing. It would have been nice if Google included EQ customization for people who might want it, but there's no such option in the Pixel Buds Android app. We've opted for simplicity in the user experience and the device options. This sentence here, we've opted for simplicity in the user experience and the device options, sounds very Apple-esque. Sounds like something where, no, this is what we're going to give you, and then that's all you're going to get. I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence on that. It would have been nice, I still think, to give someone an EQ option if they wanted it. From a hardware, software, and overall acoustic standpoint, we have room to further boost lows, mids, and highs. However, we tune Pixel Buds to give an optimal and more balanced sound performance for a great listening experience across the broadest spectrum of music genres. But then again, this article is saying that the bass is kind of weak on it. So again, giving that option might not be the worst idea in the world. To sum up where the Pixel Buds stand right now, I'd say they can aptly handle both delicate and raucous music, but you'll notice the diminished bass compared to other earbuds on the market. Yeah, that is kind of upsetting. And they're still a step below earbuds in the $250 to $300 pricing tier. Okay, so I also wish controlling the Pixel Buds took slightly less concentration. Like the original Pixel Buds, these rely on taps for pausing music and skipping tracks. To adjust the volume, you swipe forward or back on the earbud surface. It all works, and I can appreciate that Google tried. Sorry, I was imitating how that would be in my head. It all works, and I can appreciate that Google tried to build in as much functionality as possible. But like with other headphones that rely on swiping gesture controls, you have to be deliberate and precise when you're using these controls. It's relatively easy to pause when you're trying to change the volume and vice versa if you're not mindful of your finger actions. Google doesn't let you customize any of the controls, but they work the same on both sides. Okay. Again, a really long article. So it won't let you connect to two devices simultaneously, but it's very quick when switching between ones you've already paired. That's good to know. Taking one of the earbuds out will pause your music. That's what happens when I take my AirPods Pro out. Sometimes it doesn't. I've had it where it doesn't. They're not the best of the bunch. What are we talking about here? When watching videos on the phone, I couldn't pick up on any voice sync issues. That's good to know. That was issues I had when I first bought truly wireless earbuds. The video didn't sync with the audio, and that was such a pain in the ass. At least my AirPods Pro didn't have that. It's good to see Google's Pixel Buds not have that issue either. That's something that's always on the forefront of my mind, because the last thing I want to do is put those, truly wireless earbuds in, play a YouTube video, and have the audio out of sync. Like that would I would return them immediately if that was the case. On the other side, on the software side, the Pixel Buds still have that useful trick of putting Google Assistant right in your ear and can keep you updated on your phone's notifications as they come in. But the convenience is now made better since you can speak to Assistant hands-free. You'll hear a chime after you say, "Hey Google," and then you can then ask for the weather, request a certain playlist, tell Assistant to control your smart home gadgets, or bark commands for whatever else you'd normally do. So I think the biggest draw for people to get these Pixel Buds is if you are constantly using Google's Assistant, right? I think that's something that is a great feature for people who do rely on it. I found myself relying less and less on Google's assistant stuff. I don't know why. I just feel like if I need something, I just check my phone instead of asking Google. I mean, I do have a Google Mini and all that kind of stuff if I really wanted to, but I find myself not using it as often as I typically have in the past. Now I just get up and I just use my phone. It might be because I'm in quarantine and I'm not, I'm with my mom right now, and some of my aunts and uncles who all live together. And, as I'm here for quarantine and just trying to fend this off, wait for this to die down. And so maybe I'm just trying to be respectful and not having a Google speaker be noisy all the time. But I think even when I was living in Southern California and I had my apartment, I wasn't using it as often. I think the only time I use it now is just to set a timer. That's about it when I'm cooking something. Other than that, it's not something I use as often. But yes, this is a great feature to use for people who use Google Assistant regularly. Okay, so as with the original Pixel Buds, these new ones are capable of helping you abroad with Google Translate through conversation mode. I remember when they first showcased that, I thought that was such an awesome feature. I don't know how well it worked or if it still works as well or if it's gotten better, but your phone is still doing all of the real work. It's a nice feature to have available, even if the results can be imperfect. So it's still not perfect. I wouldn't assume that it would be, but it's also something that other earbuds with Google Assistant can do. The main new functionality you gain with the Pixel Buds is hands-free voice commands. Google's new second-gen Pixel Buds are a vast improvement over the old in both concept and execution. Great to hear, great to read about. Their design makes a ton more sense and is much easier to use. They're comfortable to wear, and they're right in lockstep with the competition on most core features. Again, all great things. At $179, the Pixel Buds are priced the same as Jabra Elite 75T earbuds, which I'd still personally pick over these for their more dynamic sound and because you don't miss out on features depending on what phone you have. So that's a big key point there. He's saying, I don't know who wrote this article, but he's saying that at that price point, he would still pick the Jabras over the Pixel Buds. And I think the main feature here is because it has a better sound to it, a better sound stage, whatever. I guess that's something to think about if you are considering getting a new pair of truly wireless earbuds is, hey, there's still other competition that might give you a better sound stage. And if that's higher on your priority list over Google Assistant, then that's something to take a look at. The one thing that I didn't see in this article is I thought these new Pixel Buds were supposed to have really improved range. Like you could go a football field away and it would still connect. I don't know if he talked about that. I don't know if that was in there. That would be something that I would actually be interested in seeing how well the distance would be away from your phone. So that, for example, if you work in a warehouse, right, you can leave your phone at your desk, walk out to the warehouse, and still have the Pixel Buds connected. That would be great. I don't know if I missed it. I don't think he talked about it, which you would think if you're doing a review on this phone, my head's always in phone mode. If you're doing a review on these earbuds, that they would talk about that. Maybe I missed it, but battery life here too. You'll get around 5 hours of continuous listening, which put these exactly at par with the AirPods. But the Pixel Buds fall short of the Jabra Elite 75T earbuds and come nowhere close to matching the 11-hour endurance of Samsung Galaxy's Buds Plus. Yeah, I guess I missed. So yeah, about the same charging or battery life as my AirPods Pro, which I don't have that much of an issue with. You know, when I was flying from Chicago to Southern California, that's about a 4-hour flight, and I would keep those on the entire time and I would be fine. I don't really keep earbuds in for any longer than maybe an hour and a half at most on my regular use. So for someone like me, 4 hours, 5 hours is plenty time. But you know, I'm sure there are a lot of people who want something longer. So, okay, we'll leave it at that. If I find anything on distance wise, we'll talk about that. Let me get back into chat here. Let me just see what everyone's talking about. Okay, let me scroll down. I see Leon K in here. Leon, hey, how's it going, man? Welcome to the stream. How you doing? Welcome to the chat. I haven't seen you in a bit. Glad you can make it. Google Pixel Buds dead on arrival for 2 reasons. 1, no active noise cancellation. I can see that. 2, comfort. Well, I mean, this article is saying that it was comfortable for him, but yeah, I don't know. I would have to test them out myself to see. Okay, let me see here. Levin Williams says everyone talks bad about the Pixel 2 XL screen as bad, but it looks good to me. Here's the thing, Levin. I have an old video that I made where I ended up buying 2 Pixel 2 XLs because one had that blue tint to it, and then the second one I bought ended up not having that blue tint to it. I remember making that video, and The Verge actually posted that video that I had up there. But yeah, I think it might depend too on which version you had. So not all of them had that blue shift, but the ones that did, you could notice that blue shift was pretty bad on it. But other than that, yeah, the other one I had was clean, like really, really clean, and it looked like they corrected that issue. So yeah, I don't know. Jonathan Rivera. Hey, Jonathan, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the chat. I don't know if I've seen you in here before. Maybe I have. Looks way better than my AirPods. Yeah, you know, that's a personal preference, right? Like I remember when the AirPods first came out, I mean, even I was making fun of it. It just didn't look right. And now that I see them, yeah, I guess my head's gotten used to it. I've gotten used to seeing that design. Sorry guys, I'm looking at my phone because I have a timer going on because I'm testing my I'm marking down the times I'm charging my iPhone SE right now, and I'm making sure that I have 15-minute increments, a 30-minute increment, and an hour increment to see what percentage the phone is at. Anyway, Jonathan, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for joining the stream. Yeah, Brian says no active noise cancellation is a con because everyone is going to compare it to the AirPods Pro. That's very true. I mean, I guess the only argument there is it's not $250, right? It's $179. So it's the cheaper end. That's why it doesn't have ANC. But yeah, I totally hear what you're saying. Yeah, Jonathan even says, how do you expect ANC for $180? Yeah, so again, it really depends there. Mint Arcade, hey, Mint Arcade, welcome to the stream, welcome to the chat. Not many buds at this price has ANC and still great, right? Mint Arcade also says, comfort-wise, I saw a review of the Jabra Elite 75T, seems better, but the UI, definitely Pixel Buds. I see Keystone Tech. Brian, I refuse for the Apple AirBuds. Okay. I see Will in here too. Hey, Will, welcome to the stream, man. How's it going? Yo, yo. Hey, everyone. What's going on, Will? How you doing? Glad to see you in here. Um, Oh wow! Actually, Mint Arcade says you can ask Google Assistant to change the volume. That's cool. That's good to know. And then Leon says the WF 1000XM3s are still the best for sound quality and being truly wireless. Yeah, I've heard so many good things about that. I really need to test those out and see how good those are. That's something that I don't know what's the price point on those. Are those pretty expensive, or are those, I don't know. I keep hearing good things about it, and I think you can also get them at a good price, or at least they come on sale here and there. Something I'll have to take a look at. Leon also says that the Jabras were very uncomfortable for me. Okay, let me see here. Sorry guys, I'm just looking at chat, just seeing what's up. Big House Productions. Yeah, I have the Pixel 2 XL with the blue tint. Yeah, again, I think that just depends. It depends on the person who has that blue tint, who doesn't. I know that when I got mine, my second one, that the second one I had didn't have that blue tint, but the manufacturing date was also much later. So I think that's something they corrected silently because they didn't, they were getting such bad PR on it that they decided they would fix it and just not make a big deal about it. So yeah, I don't know. I see Ivan Cruz Ritana in here too. The Pixel Buds is mostly competing with the AirPods 2, not the AirPods Pro. I agree. That's the competitor that they're coming out with. And I think when they designed this too, when they announced that it was coming, I don't think they knew that Apple was making AirPods Pros either. So they didn't have a competitor for that in the market. And, it is what it is, right? And I mean, it's nice to see that the reviews are pretty good. It is unfortunate to see that the bass isn't the best. That's actually something that I like out of my earbuds. Personal preference. I do listen to a lot of like indie hip hop, and so that's something I expect when I listen to my music. But yeah, I guess I would have to try them out to see for myself. Cole, hey Cole, welcome to the stream, man. Welcome to the chat. Cole says I was gonna wait for these, but just picked up the Samsung Buds Plus and liking them so far. That's great. I haven't read much about those, but I just read here that they have great battery life, something that I would test out if I had the money. So good to hear though. A Hero Plane is here as well. Hero Plane, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the chat. Sennheiser Momentum should be good. I use the wired version and they are great. I haven't even heard of those, I don't think. Thanks for bringing that up. I'll take a look at those. I used to buy a lot of Sennheiser stuff. Sennheiser was like one of my big brands that I used to buy a lot of audio stuff from. I used to try to be more into the audiophile stuff. I bought a lot of Shure products as well. But it's not something that I've really delved into as much lately. Hero Plane says my Pixel 2 XL was manufactured on, oh shit, I'm in an hour. Sorry. Okay. Sorry guys. I'm timing my iPhone SE, its battery life, and I'm making sure that I have the correct times on here. So let me put that in there. Okay. Daniel, how many good earbuds? Oh, sorry. Let me read Hero Planes. My Pixel 2 XL was manufactured on January, and I have no blue tints or burn-ins. That's good to know. Glad that some of you guys are still rocking Pixel 2 XLs and they've been fine. I'm glad to hear that. Daniel Lupker says, how many good earbuds? Daniel, welcome to the stream, by the way. How many good earbuds are there currently on the market? It seems like there's always 3 or 4 people are talking about. Yeah, I mean, AirPods is always one of the main ones, but there's this Sony pair that everyone's talking about. The Sony, I always forget the name. I don't know why Sony doesn't just make a better name for it. Yeah, like Leon says here, the WF 1000XM3s. And now Google has their own version called the Pixel Buds. This is their second iteration of it. And I don't know. The Jabras, the 75T Elites. Those are the ones I hear a lot about. Okay, so let's see here. Let's move on, guys. Again, for everybody that's here, thank you for joining the stream. Thank you for joining the chat. Feel free to say hi. Feel free to engage with the community. It's always a nice way to talk to people, read about what's going on in the tech world. If you guys haven't already, please feel free to like the video. Liking the video helps in a weird algorithmic way, I think, helps people find the stream. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. And that's about it. Let's continue on here. let's see what's going on. I might not go through everything here today, guys. I have a very busy day today. I still have a lot of camera testing to do with my iPhone SE. If you guys don't know, I just got that on Friday, so I've been doing camera comparisons, and I have more to do before I have other things to do later in the day. So this stream might not be as long as usual, but we'll try to get at least an hour in here. So this article I have from Engadget talks about the iPhone SE. It talks about them tearing it down and how Engadget is saying it's using the iPhone 8's camera, which is really interesting because, again, if you guys haven't seen, I did a camera review for the iPhone SE and the Pixel 4, and the iPhone SE is looking pretty good in terms of its camera quality. It's not up to par, at least so far in my testing with the Pixel 4 when we're talking about photos, but it's still pretty good for what it is. So let's get into this article though. The new iPhone SE shares more with the iPhone 8 than a few common parts. An iFixit teardown of the SE has revealed that its internal design is highly similar to its 2017 ancestor, including the camera. Despite some hopes that the SE might be using the iPhone XR's camera, the sensor is virtually identical. You can even swap sensors between the phones. That's crazy. I didn't know you could just swap them out like that. Any improved photo quality comes down to the A13 chip and its stronger image processing. It also goes to show how far image processing has advanced in just a couple of years. There are differences beyond the processor, like it or not, 3D touch is gone. And while you can't use an iPhone 8 battery in a pinch, the one inside the SE has ever so slightly higher capacity. Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it was exactly the same, but right. Okay. So there's also a hidden upshot to reusing an older design. It's relatively easy to repair. Aside from the delicate glass back, DIY enthusiasts shouldn't have much trouble replacing parts like the display and the battery. Those parts the SE does have in common with the 8 should be plentiful and independently fixable. You might not want to buy this new budget iPhone just for repairability, but it's something to consider if you don't relish the thought of turning your handset over to a technician. So for anyone that has an iPhone 8, who has upgraded to the iPhone SE, I mean, you might have some parts available if you do repairs yourself and you want to like swap it out. So, not a bad thing. Just to add on to it, just to see if there's any other relevant information, this article from Mac Rumors says iFixit Today shared a new report detailing which parts from the new iPhone SE can be replaced with those from the iPhone 8. The report mentions that the 2020 iPhone SE's cameras, the SIM tray, obviously, the Taptic engine, and the display assembly are all swappable with iPhone 8 parts. However, it is worth noting that True Tone functionality will be lost with any iPhone screen swap without access to a screen programmer. The report also mentions that although some parts are very similar between two devices, they aren't interchangeable. The home button is not interchangeable, so iFixit recommends substituting an aftermarket version of the home button or going directly to Apple in the event of a repair. The batteries on the iPhone 8 and iPhone SE look identical, but the report notes that the iPhone SE's battery logic board connector differs from that in the iPhone 8, and the two won't fit together. So yeah, you can't just swap that out. iFixit was overall impressed with how the new iPhone SE uses several parts that many repair shops already have. iFixit's full teardown of the 2020 iPhone SE is currently in progress and is set to debut on Monday. So good to know. Good to know. Okay. Let me go back here. Okay, Hero Plane says the wireless Momentum from Sennheiser are $300. Wow, that's pretty expensive. But again, what did I pay for my AirPods Pro? $250. So those are pretty pricey as well. Daniel says, "Congrats on the new phone." Thanks, man. Just testing it out. I don't know if I'm going to keep it, to be honest with you. I mean, it's pretty impressive for what it is, but this might be just a phone to test out, check how the camera is, and I mean, we'll see how my experience is with it. So, but thanks. Thank you. Okay. Mint Arcade says, "Yay, early bed for me." You going to bed? I know it's late over there, Mint Arcade. So if you're out of here, appreciate you stopping by. Thanks for joining the stream, man. Thanks for making it. Okay. So Hero Plan says iPhone 8 camera plus A13 image processing. Yeah, this is something that I actually reported, I think sometime last week on my stream. I read iPhone 8 camera with the iPhone 11's ISP, image sensor something. I'm already forgetting it. Imaging sensor processor. Yeah. image sensor processor, whatever. It's something like that. But yes, I agree. It looks similar to the 11's camera, but much softer. Yes, I can see that as well. And so, because I have an iPhone 11 Pro, that's something that I'm looking forward to testing out. I really am. Uh, I'm also switching back and forth just to make sure that my phone doesn't charge, and I want to make sure I get the times right. So, if you see me doing that, that's why I'm just testing the charging capacity, how quick it charges on the iPhone SE with the fast charger. Okay. Mint Arcade says, camera wise, the SE may be behind Pixel 4, but not far off. I agree, but speaks about build and OS support. SE is miles ahead in terms of bang for buck. Yeah, it's, you know what, the harder thing to think about that is the fact that the Pixel 4 was selling for $800. There are other pros on the Pixel 4, right? It has a better display. It has the 90 hertz refresh rate. You could argue that it has facial face unlock, but it's still not the best. It has the hand gesture thing, but that's really questionable too as a feature. Looks more like a gimmick than a feature. But now that it's priced at $500, that's nice to see. Actually, the one thing I want to point out is that's actually something that I want to point out about the Pixel 4 and the iPhone SE is the fact that the iPhone SE is $399 right now for the 64 gigs and $449 for the 128 gig version. So if you're not somebody that like uses a ton of audio, or not audio, if you're a person who uses a lot of photos and video, then you might want to upgrade to the 128 gig version only for $449. And if you want the better camera, which is what I've been saying, you have the Pixel 4, which is only $499 at 64 gigs. But I was just looking at their website, and if you want the 128 gig version, they're asking for an extra $100. So $599 for the 128 gig version, which is unfortunate. I would think that Google would maybe at least alter their price there and then charge $549 for the 128 gig version. But I don't know, maybe Google will do that eventually, but who knows? That's something that I wish I just, and that $500 price point is only temporary. It's only temporary until May 9th. And I think a lot of that has to do with the Pixel 4a. I just think Google really needs to restructure their pricing on their phones and figure out how to redo a lot of their stuff. And maybe Apple, this is a wake-up call for Google with them releasing, the iPhone SE. And by no means is the iPhone SE the godsend of a phone. It isn't, right? They took something, but they're executing it pretty well at that price point with the A13 chip, with a really decent camera, and with the support that it gets, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. It's a phone that I can recommend. And I've only been using it for 2 days, and I can pretty much recommend it for someone who's looking at a $400 price point with, a phone that has a decent camera and is going to get support for, a couple years down the road. The iPhone SE is not a bad deal at $400. Leon says here, Google 4 versus iPhone SE comparison was original and appreciated. Thank you, Leon. Appreciate that. No one did that. For some reason, everyone forgot about the Pixel camera power and only comparing it with the S20, iPhone 11. Yeah, that's the thing. Again, if it was up to me, if I could only do one thing for my job, it would be to test camera phones all day. I would test all of them out. I would test night mode on, night mode off, portrait shots, low light, really dark environments with flash. I mean, there's just so many that you can do. And these are things that I would love to do, but a lot of that takes time. A lot of that is not, I don't make a ton of money doing that kind of stuff, and I can't buy every new phone that comes out. So it's very hard for me. Otherwise, I would have been testing the S20. I would have tested the S20 Ultra. I would have bought them all. That's what I was doing in 2018. I was trying to buy all the phones and making camera comparisons, but it doesn't bring in a ton of money. And again, if I could do it for my job, I would love to, but it's one of those things. So, and speaking of which, Leon K with a $10 super chat. Leon, thank you, man. Thank you for the support. I appreciate that. I appreciate the kind words too about those camera comparison tests. I spent all day working on editing yesterday and then taking photos the day before because, I'm not one of those guys either that just goes out to like a certain spot and takes the same pictures over and over. I like, I like putting a little creativity into it. I like giving someone a visual experience. So, Leon, thank you for the support, man. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. You've been a big supporter lately. I do appreciate it. Thank you, Leon. Okay. Let's continue on here. Daniel says, if you were returning the phone, you should do a video on how easy it is to deal with customer service for that phone. It's not a bad idea either. That's something that I'll think about doing. I haven't thought about that. I see Brian here with the $1 super chat as well. Brian with the 20 something day streak of super chats. Brian, thank you again so much. Appreciate the support, guys. Thank everybody for that support, even if it's not monetary. I do appreciate everyone just stopping by, engaging in chat, saying hi, saying what's up. Even just liking the video, subscribing, appreciate it. It means a lot to me, guys. It really does. Hero Plane says, gotta say, Pixel cameras also get better with time. Yeah, I think a lot of companies try to get their, they try to get the most out of their software, out of their hardware, and improving that with software. And I love to see that, which is also why it's important to test these camera phones much later down the road, which is why I want to revisit my Pixel 4 and my iPhone 11 Pro just to see how well they've done. Sorry, just checking my iPhone SE to make sure it's not at 100% charge yet. Again, I'm testing the charging life on the phones. Hero Plane says, I got the Gcam mod on my 2XL. I get awesome results, especially with the portraits. Yes, Gcam is one of the saviors, I think, in software as far as phones. Actually, the one thing I want to try out is testing out the iPhone SE with Neural Cam. I've heard a lot of good things with Neural Cam. Apparently, it's supposed to be really good when it comes to night photography or low light photography. So that's something I'm going to test out as well. Okay, so let's see here. Brian says, Jerome with the multitasking. I'm trying to. Leon also says, SE is great, but I'd still pay $100 more for the Pixel. And yeah, that's actually why I mentioned that yesterday at the end of my iPhone SE versus Pixel 4 video, is that for $100 more, you can still get a camera that can still give you better quality throughout. And again, I'm not done testing it. There's still so much to go through with it to see how well those phones compare, right? There's still video to test out. There's still video stabilization. Who knows how well these microphones are going to work on the iPhone SE versus the Pixel 4. The Pixel 4 has improved though. Remember the Pixel 3? When I tested that microphone, it was god awful. And it was good to see the Pixel 4 improve. Okay, there's another $1.99 super chat. This is from Will. Will, thank you so much, man. Will's always been a big supporter and a contributor as well. Will and we stream Friday nights. I wasn't able to stream last Friday night, but Will with the $1.99 super chat. TNT Joe-Fi with the fire emoji. Thanks, Will. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate you stopping by. Thank you for the support. Thank you so much. I lost my place, but let's continue on. Okay, so I have this article here from The Verge. Apple reportedly delaying the iPhone 12 mass production by a month. This really shouldn't be too surprising. Also, part of me is happy about it because I get to say my iPhone 11 Pro is still the flagship Apple phone for at least an extra month, because I'm probably not going to have money to buy the iPhone 12. Maybe not, just depends. Apple is reportedly delaying mass production of its upcoming iPhone 12 handsets by around a month. The Wall Street Journal reports that the impact of the coronavirus pandemic across supply chains. Okay, so Apple typically unveils its annual iPhone refresh in September. So maybe October then is what they're thinking about. I don't know if they're going to say any later than that. I'm not really going to go into this whole article. Apple has experienced iPhone production delays before, but it didn't arrive in stores until November thanks to some production issues. Apple's iPhone XR was also announced in September and hit stores in October. Right. So, I mean, I don't know if anyone is saving their $1,000 right now for an iPhone 12 anyway, because a lot of people right now are in some kind of economic distress. And I just don't know how many people are just going to fork out that money. So yeah, maybe the iPhone 12 is going to come out in October. I wouldn't be surprised if it comes out in November. I think a lot of this just depends on how it plays out. And I see Will here with another $1.99 super chat. I want the Pixel Buds too. I'm dumb, I know. I don't think it's a dumb buy. At $179, it's not bad. But at the same time, what about when people are talking about the Jabra Elite 75Ts? I mean, that's the same price unless you just want a Google version. Although I don't know how Comfort is, but people are saying that the sound quality on the Jabra Elite 75Ts is better. I mean, I don't know. I won't know until it's actually tested out. So who knows? But Will, thank you for the $1.99 super chat, man. Thank you so much. Also, real quick, guys, if you don't know, if you do super chats, I do now add your name into the intros and outros of my streams, and I do it by like ascending to descending order of like donations. So for Leon, for Will, for Brian, I know even Levin and Big House have donated before. For anyone who's donated, your names are now in those monthly super chats for that month, and you'll see it. It's all in there if you guys have missed the intros or the outros. But again, thank you guys so much. Thank you for joining. Thank you for saying hi. Thank you for saying what's up. Big House also says, I have the original iPhone SE, and it would be cool to see a then and now video on the two. Oh my God. Yeah. So the one thing I love doing is I still have my original iPhone. I don't have an iPhone SE. I never bought one, but I always do legacy testing with the original iPhone. When the iPhone 10 came out, I did an iPhone 10 versus the original iPhone. When the iPhone 11 came out, I did my iPhone 11 Pro versus the original iPhone. It wouldn't be bad to try that as well, but an iPhone SE versus an iPhone SE 2020, that would be great. I don't have access to an iPhone SE though. Maybe there's someone I know that does. But yeah, that's a good video idea too. I would love to do that. Hero Plane says, I hope the rumors of the Pixel 5 having the 765 are not true. I'm pretty sure it's going to be true. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the Snapdragon 765. I think Google wants to play around with this and see how maybe my hope, and I said this on a previous video, my hope is that they're going to release it. Okay, let me start over. My hope is I don't hold on. Let me check my phone to make sure it's not 100. Okay, not there yet. My hope with the Snapdragon 765 and a Pixel 5. So it's not that I want the Snapdragon 765 G chipset on the Pixel 5, but if they're gonna do it, then they need to price it properly. So it's funny you say that. I would prefer an 855 plus or something. So that was my other option. So this is marketing. Fucking the consumer. I'm just being frank. This is marketing fucking the consumer. A lot of us don't care about 5G right now because it's not widely adopted, it's not widely available, and it's not the best right now. It's not the best that you can get out there. So here's the thing. The reason, so Google would have done better if they put the Snapdragon 855 Plus in the Pixel 5 instead of going for the 865. But the reason they're going with the 765G is because they want to say 5G, 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 even though it's not the best thing out there right now. They want to do it because it's a marketing thing. They can, say it has the best features, the latest features, but us tech people, we know it's not. I don't know how many people right now have 5G at the very top of their priority list, at least tech people. I don't think 5G is at the top of their list right now, but I will say a lot of people who are average consumers who don't know much about phones, that's something they might question is like, well, but this phone has 5G, but this one doesn't. So this one's the better one, right? With 5G. The perfect example here is looking at the iPhone SE. Look at how well this phone is going to do, and it doesn't have 5G on it. But yeah, I totally agree with you. My concession here is to do a Pixel 5 with a Snapdragon 765 chipset, have cameras that are better than the Pixel 4, have cameras that are better than what the iPhone 11 Pro is, like make the cameras top, right? Give the crown back to the Pixel 5 because the Pixel 4 doesn't have the crown right now. The iPhone 11 Pro does, at least in my opinion. The iPhone 11 Pro is the better camera overall over the Pixel 4. But if the Pixel 5 can take that crown back, have a better camera, have a Snapdragon 765, give it 128 gigs of storage, give it 6 gigs of RAM, and price it at $500, that'll be like, for me, that will take that crown back. That'll be a great overall price, great overall phone. But that's wishful thinking because I don't know if that's going to be the case or not. I really don't. Big House Productions with the $5 super chat. Yes, cool to see my name on the intro. Great content, Jerome. Thank you, Big House. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Also, by the way, I know Big House Productions is your handle here. If any of you guys see your name there and you want that to be different, just let me know and I'll update it, or I'll update it. So it doesn't have to be that or whatever you guys want. Just let me know and I'll take care of that for you. But Big House Productions, thank you for the $5 super chat. Thank you for the support. Again, everybody, thank you for that support. I appreciate it so much. Okay, Leon K says, remember when Verizon sent all the YouTubers to Chicago to test 5G? There was that one block and one spot where they had to stand there and do the speed test. Yeah, that's such a bullshit, right? Just so they get those speeds and they can't go anywhere else. I actually don't remember when this happened. But yeah, it's just such a marketing gimmick right now. I don't even know if 2021 is going to be the year that 5G is going to outperform 4G. It would be nice. I mean, it would be nice to see the end of 2020 outperform 4G, to have 5G outperform 4G, but I don't know when that's going to happen. When that happens, when 5G actually outperforms 4G, then we can talk about 5G being a selling point, being an actual marketing point, being a marketing is not even the word, being an actual selling technical point to buy a phone. But right now it's not. It really isn't. You should not be buying a phone today because of 5G, because you want 5G. Because unless you live next to one of these Verizon towers that's going to give you millimeter wave, which most people don't, it's not, and it's not like you're, even if you live there, it's not like you're going to be there all day either. You want service to be good and consistent everywhere. So once it does that, then yes, we'll talk about getting, 5G on a phone. I'll say, yeah, that should be a priority, but right now 5G is not a priority. It isn't at all. Hero Plane says 855 does have 5G support. It does. I thought it was only the 860. Oh, is it the 855, but you have to put an independent modem in it? Is that what it is? I'm trying to remember. If they're going to put the 765, they better make everything else almost perfect. Yes, totally agree. Totally. That's why I'm saying they got to kill it with the cameras. If Google wants to get the camera crown, if Google wants to get the crown back for its cameras, they need to kill it with the Pixel 5. If you want to put the 765 in there and you want people to give you good reviews, if you want people to say good things, the camera has to kill it. Give it 128 gigs of internal storage, price it at $500. That will be a killer phone, at least in my opinion. I think that's what I'm hoping for. That's why I'm saying fingers crossed. But the thing that I'm scared about too is Google is making their own chipsets right now, which is not a bad thing, that Google is going the route of Apple and making their own chipsets to put in their phones. But what I'm afraid of is that now, because Google is working on their own chipsets to put in their Pixel 6, they might just make the Pixel 5 a meh phone. They might just make it where it's like, let's make the improvement for the camera just, very minimal, and we're just going to call the Pixel 5 a wash. Like, it's not, oh shit, I got to check my, okay, 98%. Sorry. Again, I'm doing a charging test on my iPhone SE, and I'm just making sure that I'm timing it right. I'm getting the times in there correctly. Anyway, yeah, so I agree. Mint Arcade says a Pixel 5 with mid-range system on chip lost performance test to a Pixel 4. Oh my God, that's going to be embarrassing. It's going to be so embarrassing. Oh my God. Yeah, has a 7, I don't even think the 765 outperforms the 855. I really don't think it will. I'm not sure, but I really don't think it will. BG Tech Life. Hey guys. Hey BG Tech Life. How's it going, man? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Glad you can make it. If you want 5G, he says, if you want 5G, you got to move. Yeah, I think it depends where they're at. Let's see here. Hero Plane says, by the way, 4G is definitely fast enough. I agree. I get around 80 megabits per second in my area, and it's great. Don't need more for Insta and YouTube. I mean, that's a great point too. Here's the thing is, like, I'm not going to complain with faster speeds. Give us faster speeds. Always give us faster speeds. Don't skimp on it if it's available for us. We will eventually use that speed for something down the road. It's just, don't overcharge us right now because you can. Like, don't take advantage of the consumer because you can, because that's where it becomes an issue for me. That's where I'm just like, well, no, fuck you guys. That's where I will say fuck you to big companies, because I just don't appreciate that kind of stuff, especially when it's our hard-earned money that we're saving to buy these products. Okay, so let's see here. Mint Arcade says, Jerome, why not charge your why not charge your SE with screen record on? Well, I mean, that would also eat up the battery. So I don't know how fast that would record it. Do you know what I mean? It's not a bad idea, but I think that wouldn't optimize how quickly it could actually charge a phone. Something to try, maybe that could actually be a different segment one day. But yeah, I wonder I wonder if you actually, you know, what's funny? What if I charge my SE with screen record on and I charge it with the 5 watt charger that the iPhone gives you? I don't think it will ever finish charging to 100%. I don't think it would at all. Okay, I'm still at 98%. BG Tech Life, man. With the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you, man. Thank you for the support. Appreciate it. Hashtag 5G is a marketing ploy. Yes, absolutely agree. Such a marketing ploy. It's almost disgusting, you know, that this is how companies work and that's how they want to do us. But I think that's why it's important that, like, you know, we're out there saying that to people, letting people know, like, hey, 5G isn't ready yet. Don't spend the money yet. Don't spend the extra money on 5G. Don't pay extra money for 5G. I remember that article I did where Verizon is selling the OnePlus 8 and they're charging an extra $100 on that phone from what you could get it from OnePlus. So instead of paying $699, it's $799, and they're charging $799 because it offers you 5G millimeter wave. Like, don't spend that money. That's such a waste of money. Okay, so let's see here. Let's move on. Here's an actual. So I'm at the hour mark here, guys. This will probably be my last story because after I'm done here, I'm at 98%. Sorry, still checking. I'm about to go out and take some shots and continue with my camera comparison videos. So I'll leave this conversation because I think this is a good conversation. I haven't read this article, but this article from Apple Insider is talking about Touch ID comeback for iPhone 12 rumors resurface. This fall's iPhone 12 refresh could see the return of Touch ID in some higher-end models. A report claims with Apple supply chain partners BOE and Qualcomm allegedly collaborating on an ultrasonic fingerprint reader built into the display. So here's a question for you, especially with the pandemic going on. I wear a mask when I go out, especially when I have to do runs at the grocery store or if I go to Target or whatever. And I always forget when I try to unlock my iPhone 11 Pro, I can't unlock it because I have a goddamn mask on. And it would be nice to have Touch ID to just unlock my phone. Here's the thing. How do you guys feel about an iPhone 12 coming out that is going to have an in-display fingerprint reader instead? Would you rather have that or would you rather have Face ID? Or this is the way I see it, I would love to have both. Why not just give us both? Because, I mean, obviously this is a price thing for companies and it's just more technology putting it into phones. I guess it's also a thing where it could be something that breaks, just another thing that breaks in a phone. But goddamn, like, we're at a time right now where, yeah, it would be more convenient to just unlock my phone with my fingerprint instead of pulling my mask. Well, I don't pull my mask down. I just put my password in, but you guys know what I'm saying. And so I don't know if this is something that's going to happen. The introduction of the larger displays of the iPhone 10 and subsequent iPhone models forced Apple into creating and using Face ID as an alternative to Touch ID to eliminate the home button from the iPhone's design. Here's the thing though, is when Face ID first came out for the iPhone 10, I did not like it. I thought Touch ID was way better and I thought it performed better. But now that I have my iPhone 11 Pro, the Face ID on it is really good. It's much better than the original, and I'm happy with it. Happy with it enough where I don't complain about it saying I wish I had Touch ID. But here's the thing. Why not just give us both so we have the option to use either or? I haven't read this article, so maybe this is what they're going to be talking about, but I don't know. Touch ID could be making a comeback in late 2020 for some iPhone 12 models. Touch panel display partners GIS and assembly partner Qualcomm are allegedly working together with OLED display firm BOE on incorporating ultrasonic fingerprint recognition technology into its displays. A GIS touch panel factory as part of the Han Hai Group will apparently be used for production of the components. Okay, let's kind of move down here. So they say they're using the modules used by Samsung in its Galaxy S20 series of smartphones. I don't know if it's going to be better. I don't want them to use the ones they've been using on the Galaxy S10 or the Galaxy S20 because I've heard that it's not that good. I've heard the fingerprint sensor isn't as the the area where you can unlock it, I heard, isn't as big, so it's hard to unlock it, or it takes longer. If Apple's going to do it, they got to do it right, just like they have with a lot of their stuff. So I hope it's not just going to be the same shit that they're using in the Galaxy S20. It's going to have that same kind of efficiency or that same kind of performance, because I don't want that. If they're going to do it, they got to do it right. The report is a continuation of earlier rumors that Apple wants some form of Touch ID revival in its device lineup. Apple has multiple patents on the topic, including the use of acoustic imaging and a system of pinholes for an optical-based solution. While the report seems plausible, the stumbling block is BOE. The Chinese display producer is thought to be trying to secure a place on Apple's iPhone supply chain, including readying Apple-only OLED lines in anticipation of orders, but so far there has yet to be any confirmation. In March, it was rumored BOE was collaborating with GIS on OLED panels for use on a 5.4-inch model, though it was unclear if a contract has been signed by Apple for its production. At present, Samsung and LG supplies iPhone screens to Apple, though it remains to be seen if Apple needs more production capacity on top of what those two suppliers can already provide. Again, for me, you want to make it simple. Give us Face ID, give us Touch ID, give us both, give us the option to use either or. And if you're going to use Touch ID, don't use the same shit from the S10 or the S20. Have it be better. Have it unlock faster, have a bigger area of display to unlock the fingerprint reader. That's it. Quick, I got to check my phone. 99%. Okay, almost done charging. Okay, I'm going to go into chat and then probably going to end the stream here, but let me check chat real quick. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm just prepping for the outro, but okay, so let's sorry, pause that. Okay, so yeah, Leon says, yo, Touch ID with this face mask BS, bring it back. I agree. Yeah, BG Tech Life also says, I want both. I want both, man. I'm the same way. I really do. Exactly. For the price, give us both. Big House says, I'm all on board. All on board. I am so comfy with my back sensor. I use it to pull notifications down all the time. Yes, I hear you. I hear you too. Mint Arcade says, I want an iris scanner. I've actually never used that. I've heard good things about it, but I've really never used it. Will says both would be the way to go. Yeah, so I don't know. Leon also says in-screen is crap. I agree. Yeah, I've heard the OnePlus 7T isn't bad though. I don't know how good it is. I haven't tested it, so I don't know. I have my OnePlus 6T and I hate using that thing. Maybe hate isn't the word I should be using. It's just not as efficient as my other fingerprint reader. Sorry, I keep looking at my phone because I want to make sure that I time it properly. Okay, so yeah, let me see here. Mint Arcade says Apple is going to have, quote, proprietary magic finger scan. Definitely. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. You know how Apple does. That's their way of taking care of things. But okay, guys, that's about it. I got to get out of here because I need to do more camera testing. Again, I have the iPhone SE. If you guys haven't checked out that video, please feel free. It's on my channel. I released it yesterday. It takes a lot of time to put those together. And so I appreciate you guys stopping by, chatting with me here, supporting me. For everybody who's came in, who said what's up, appreciate the chat. Love when you guys engage. Love talking with you guys. For anybody who's also gone that extra mile, who supported with Super Chat, thank you guys so much. That means so much to me. It helps me do what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis, especially right now when everything's kind of crazy and people are kind of like in, having economic issues. I appreciate that. I really do. It means so much to me. Again, for everybody else, if you haven't, please feel free to like the video, subscribe if you haven't, click that weird bell notification if you want to make sure that I'm streaming. I do stream every day, Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. Central. And I think that's it. I'm about to leave it here, guys. I will see you guys tomorrow, 12 p.m. Central. We should have more news. And yeah, that's it. Okay, guys, I'll see you later. Have a good one. Take care. Bye now.